and welcome to Ship of Fools, a nautical D&D actual play podcast. My name is Hannah McLean, and I am, as always, your dungeon master on this nautical adventure. Joining me today, I have Andy Latai,
Finn Fisher,
Nolani Stevenson. Yeah, true.
I'm dead.
Nolani Stevenson is no
Come
one.
on.
And Taylor Wallace.
Malachi Kassir.
And if the listeners don't know who's dead by now, go back one episode and then jump back into this one.
If you're starting here, weird choice.
Yeah. If you're starting with episode 70, welcome. But consider starting with 69 instead. Actually, that might be more confusing, frankly. Okay, so let me give a little recap for anyone who may be confused, and then we can dive right in. So, last session found our party in the middle of infiltrating this massive arcane drill that the forces of Lithios have been using to break through the rock walls of the mining settlement Mar Quan. You had fought your way through the back half of the drill and finally made your way to the control room, where you found yourself facing down Dr. Retval, as well as two massive constructs that he controlled. A ferocious battle ensued with all of the massive area of effect spells that would be expected from a wizard battle. And in the middle of the battle, Dr. Retval made use of 9th level spell Power Word Kill to kill Regin Starkweather, and yeah, that was that.
Instantly.
So, Malachi and Finn and Alden managed to continue the battle, although when the crystal containing the frozen form of Dr. Retval's wife, the powerful sorceress...
Yeah, jumping into 69 would be confusing. I see that now.
When that crystal shattered, there was an explosion of her own arcane power that was apparently strong enough that somehow the entire control room of the drill got teleported to the sky a couple thousand feet above the ocean near the Dragon Isles. As all of you plummeted out of the sky, Malachi managed to defeat Dr. Retval and drag him to where Alden could cut his throat. So that's where we're picking up. So the good news. Let's start with the good news. The good news is that Dr. Retval is dead. His body is lying next to you, blood still seeping from this massive wound in his midsection and the one across his throat.
Don't forget the intestines.
Yep, the intestines are spilling out. Bad news, pretty much everything else. You are the...
So true, bestie.
Finn, Malachi, and Alden are sort of on this. You're on what used to be the balcony of this room, kind of clinging to the railing and clinging to Regin's lifeless body, as the platform that you're on is, like, falling... There's, like, air resistance there because it's a large, flat metal platform, which is helping you fall a little bit slower than an absolute plummet. But I don't know if this got described last time, but you'll recall that the Dragon Isles have this, like, storm wall around them. You guys seem to have teleported to inside that storm wall, but, like, just barely. So also picture, along with all of the blood that is splashed over all of you up here, there is also this, like, spray from the very edge of this rain wall, kind of, like, right to your east, I guess, because we established the islands are to the west. So right to the east of you, you're getting sprayed with the outside of this storm. As to your west, you can see the Dragon Isles. This silver dragon has taken off from them and is flying toward you at clearly a very rapid pace. But with the speed that you guys are falling and with the distance that the dragon is at, it's looking doubtful as to whether they will actually reach you in time. So, plummeting toward the ocean, Regin is dead, ball's in your court.
Malachi instantly drops to his knees and is frantically putting his hand out at Finn. The pearls, where are the pearls?
It's in his mouth. You have to get it out of his mouth.
Malachi pauses for a split second. What?
Just it's in there. I put it there just in case.
Malachi reaches into Regin's disgusting limp mouth.
Still warm.
Ew, I know what this tongue is licked.
I thought it'd be like a nice moment.
Takes the pearl out and then freezes for a second. It's like,
bring it back.
I don't know. I've never done this before. Malachi also reaches into his pocket for his rock and he's like, you told me to protect the light and I can't do that without him, so I need you to help me figure this out.
Okay. Malachi, your hands are slick with blood. Regin actually, most of the damage he took was various, magical damage, because he got so fucked up by the Dark Star and then just got killed. So Regin actually looks, all the blood that he's covered in is not his own, but he looks so hollow and empty, and there's just there's nothing behind his eyes. Your hands are shaking, Malachi, as you're trying to hold onto this little component and just sort of figure out.
And I have one hand against Regin's chest. Mm-hmm. I kind of pull up his head a little bit and sort of move it into my lap as I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing.
And you just send out this desperate plea to know what you're doing. And you hear a voice kind of right next to you, calm and steady. You hear the Keeper's voice as she's like, okay, oh dear. All right. Just place your hand right here. And she sort of, you feel, Malachi, the feeling of her hand kind of over the back of yours as she moves your hand to right over his heart, to where there would be a heartbeat, although you can't feel anything. It's just still and cold. You take the component in your other hand. You feel the Keeper's magic flowing through you and the certainty of, even though you've never cast this spell before, this is how you need to do it. You cast Revivify. With your last, is this your last 3rd level slot?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Finn is kneeling right next to Malachi, hands clasped, praying, "My father, who art in Seafoam, not shallow be thy name."
He can't help here.
What's Alden doing, Hannah?
Just chilling.
He is kind of on the other side of you. So, Malachi and Finn are on one side of Regin's body. Alden's on the other side. He has not let go of your arm at all from where he grabbed it to keep you from sliding off the platform when it was falling. And he's still, his other hand with the bloody dagger still in it is, wrapped around the balcony, keeping you all anchored onto this platform. Malachi, you hold your hand over Regin's chest. You hold the component in your other hand and you feel it get hot in your hand and then just crumple away. It's the feeling of something crumbling to sand in your hand, except it turns into light that just sort of pours out between your fingers. You see the palm of your other hand where it's resting on Regin's chest starts to glow. And then beneath the palm of your hand, you feel a heartbeat. Regin, you on this boat, turn away from Heartmark, turn back to the horizon in front of you, see this white light that just becomes more and more blinding, and then in another second, you gasp back to life, falling through the air, covered in blood on the deck of the ship with 3 of your friends and Dr. Retfall's corpse all right next to you.
I went into the light. I was
Oh my god.
On land as it is in sea. Oh my god, Regin!
Malachi plunges his other hand against Regin's shoulder and puts all of the rest of his land hands into him. So that's 20.
Cool. You have 21 hit points.
Oh my god.
Hey, welcome back. We did it. He's dead.
okay. Oh.
Alden, releases the grip on your arm and pats it and is God.
Malachi, crushes Regin into him.
Why are we falling?
Gravity remains a harsh mistress, Regin.
Okay,
Don't fucking do that ever again.
Exactly what part of this was my fault?
Malachi releases Regin from his crushing hug.
Yeah, Regin, we're all very disappointed in you.
Was it the fact that I was compelled to die?
Get higher starting HP, idiot.
I can't help it. I'm just a glass cannon,
Oh
man.
my god.
Okay, but how are you doing? Are you're with us? You're yourself?
Well, not for long if you don't do something, Finn. I have nothing here.
Oh, right, we're falling. Okay, give me a sec. I don't know if this is gonna work, but it's gonna be really great if it does. Regin, how would you like to get a little in touch with your heritage?
What?
Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Malachi, give me that.
What?
Malachi, the cube you got, give it to me, give it.
I just hand it to him, because I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Finn holds the cube, and this is really the first time that Finn has done anything with a cube besides lick it.
Uh-huh.
But he can feel that it's powerful, I imagine,
yeah.
and is trying to draw some of that power into him from it. And he's looking at Regin and sort of mentally scanning through all of his vast magical might and thinking, what if I could cast a spell that was even more powerful than it's supposed to be? You know, what if I could do more with my magic than anyone else can? Not just because I'm great, but because I'm holding this vast source of arcane power in my hand. And I am going to cast Polymorph and transform Regin not into a beast, but into a young bronze dragon.
Okay. So, you are attempting to use a cube to... Typically, polymorph can only turn you into beasts, not into dragons, but attempting to use the cube to kind of bypass that requirement.
Exactly.
Will you, Andy, give me an Arcana check? And I will say make it with advantage because you can have the other spellcasters around you kind of helping you with this. Regin, you're sort of trying to go with it rather than...
I am not helping. I just woke up.
Right. Regin's not helping.
Just trust me, Regin. Be a willing creature. That's all I need.
Malachi's helping. So you can have advantage.
That's a 24 Arcana.
Ooh.
Beautiful. Finn, you hold the cube in your hand. You feel this source of raw arcana, and you just kind of draw from it. Regin, you just woke up, but you feel yourself, your body shifting. And let me be clear, the 20 lay on hands from Malachi helped, but you do not feel good. Your mouth tastes like death, your body is...
And Malachi's hands.
Weakened, and yeah, also
My hand
like...
tastes great, actually.
Tastes like a battery from having a spell component.
And Finn's hand.
But you probably do have some Retval blood in your mouth.
Yeah, probably. You feel your weakened half-dwarven body shifting into this strong form. And yeah, all of a sudden a young bronze dragon is laying on his back between the rest of you have to sort of scramble back.
What the hell?
Is he still...
I took the wrong door.
He's still him?
God, oh fuck, I took the wrong door.
Oh yeah, no, he's still him. Still Regin in there. Just with much more powerful jaws.
Just what we needed.
Oh, and also wings, which is the relevant part.
Why do I have 6 limbs? Am I an insect?
I start pushing Dragon Regin up off the ground.
Yeah, the platform is hurtling toward the surface of the ocean.
Get up! Get up!
Now close enough that you can see it.
Oh shit, okay, did we want those cubes?
Oh shit, yeah, I activate my tentacle tattoo and shoot out my tentacle over to the cubes to, like, pick them all up one by one and suck them back in, tuck them into my robes.
Yeah, totally.
Gross.
Alright, while Finn's doing that, I slam a Cure Wounds into Alden.
Okay.
Alden gets 11 HP from that.
Great. So, Finn, your tentacle shoots out from your arm and grabs the cubes, bringing them back. You stuff them in your pockets real quick. Man,
these pockets are full.
We gotta get you more cargo pants, buddy.
Regin, you stumble to your feet, sort of managing to get your limbs under you.
There's 4 of them. Why do I have 4 of them?
Bronze dragons have a swim speed, so I want to telepathically interface with Regin, and just being someone who has more experience than Regin does at interfacing with alien minds and bodies, just sort of try to help him acclimate to this new form and see if I can smoothen the transition for him.
Yeah.
Malachi strokes his snout like a horse girl on a horse that she's connected with.
Easy, buddy. Easy, Regin. Good boy. Come on.
And Regin, you kind of hear Finn's voice helps ground you, and once you get the 4 limbs under you, the wings actually feel familiar, because you have wings of your own now, and even though you've only used them once before, that's still more than 0. So as you see the ocean rising up to meet you guys, what do?
Oh, wait for us, actually!
I haul Alden up by the arm and bodily shove Alden up onto Reagan's back.
I hop up.
Okay.
Is there room for me, or do I have to be carried by claws?
He's only a young dragon. It's probably easier if you get carried by his claws.
Okay, I will be carried by claws. That's fine.
All right, you get on my belly like a koala baby.
What?
I don't know how to take off yet. I need all my hands.
Does Malachi have that kind of grip strength?
Malachi helps lift Reagan. I'm your thruster engine.
Yeah, Malachi, you sort of wrap your arms around Reagan's neck and, like, jump, and Regin, you push off with your limbs, and then once you get the first, like, good flap of air under your wings, and it helps that, like, really you're just sort of halting a fall, you lift the 4 of you, you grab Malachi.
Right as we're lifting off, Malachi's like, oh, do we want his body?
I don't. Ew, no.
Alden?
No.
Cool. Malachi does not bother grabbing nasty Retval.
Great.
Finn shoots an Eldritch Blast at Retval's body, just cuz.
Malachi spits on him as we leave.
Regin, with a great flap of your wings, the 4 of you are lifted off of this metal platform just in time to watch it slam into the ocean with this massive splash that goes up around it, getting all of you wet with seawater on top of everything else. And you can see as it starts to sink, you get one last glimpse of Retval's corpse as the water closes over it and it falls with the remnants of the drill and the shattered edges of the crystal and everything else down to the bottom of the sea.
Finn, can you make sure something eats that or something so that he can't?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I send out a telepathic beacon to all sea life and say, dinner is served!
Wow!
This guy's a real delicacy!
Wow. Lots of the fish around here are like, dragonfish, and other sort of, sea reptilians. You hear the dragon turtle that lives around the Dragon Isles. You get a ping from Elmo, at the very edge of your telepathy fin that's like, ooh.
Wow. Oh yeah, he might be more of a little aperitif for you, Elmo, but still good.
And amuse-bouche.
Elmo starts very slowly swimming over.
Regin comes back with an entirely different accent.
That's right.
In the air, you see the silver dragon, which had sort of like tucked their wings in to move faster toward you, spreads their wings out and slows down as they see you guys are fine, and
Stella?
sort of glides closer. As the silver dragon gets close, you can see that sitting on their back is Nora, the tattooed monk, Stella's wife.
Yeah.
And she sort of is sitting on the dragon's back, and she gives you guys a little wave. Regin, you hear the silver dragon speak in Draconic and say, "Well, welcome home, little one." This sort of rumbly voice, and wheels their wings back toward the main island, clearly intending for you to follow.
I am flapping for dear life.
Malachi is like trying very hard not to hyperventilate as he looks at the water below him and dangles his little toes.
I am holding Malachi with my front legs.
Malachi's got a death grip on Reagan's talons.
Finn's having a great time. He's got both arms up like it's a roller coaster. He's cheering. He's like, woo!
Finn, I will shake you off.
You would never do that. The communion between dragon and rider is unbreakable.
What the fuck?
I'm in your head, Regin.
Oh, is this what it feels like when I talk to you guys? Oh, God.
Oh, I think mine's slimier.
Okay, thank God. I was about to have to apologize to a lot of people.
Can we just fly, please?
Finn looks around and is like, hey, where's Malachi?
You just hear, like, from below the dragon's stomach, you just hear...
Oh, but what is it, Regin? Are you hungry? Is that your belly?
You flap after the silver dragon.
We'll go get you a nice raw deer.
You flap after the silver dragon. Much less gracefully, but managing to, the longer you do it, the more you kind of get used to the feeling of flying, and of covering more than just the quick flight that you've done before. This feeling of your powerful wings and being able to soar across the air currents. You near the Dragon Isles. You see Elmo, the hump of his shell around the swimming out toward where the drill platform dropped. You see that there is a small crowd gathered on the beach, kind of looking up at you guys. Clearly, once something extreme and unexpected was happening within viewing distance, kind of everyone gathered. As you get close enough, you can see Brill, the winged kobold, is like hovering above everybody else, kind of flapping her own wings as she watches the dragons come in.
Stella, tell them to move. I don't know how to land.
Yes. On it. As she sails closer, as the silver dragon sails closer, like opens her mouth and lets out what sounds like a roar to the rest of a roar to people who don't speak Draconic, and which is very clearly the word move to everyone who does speak Draconic. And you see everyone sort of quickly scatters to either side of the beach. Among the people who are scattering, you see Maggie, the shark-headed person that you'd spoken to before you left last time. You also see Gersh and his boys sort of
Oh no, no, he can't
side.
see me like this. He can't know. I don't know how to parallel park.
Bro, you look awesome.
You're a majestic steed, Regin.
The silver dragon glides over this little landing strip that she's created for you and kind of lands effortlessly on the far side of it and then like turns around. Regin, you careen toward the beach.
Brace yourselves.
Malachi realizes we're going in towards a landing. He like swings his leg up and he's like, hey.
You manage to sort of, because you're holding on to Malachi and he's like on your chest, you have to sort of hit with your back legs first.
Malachi's toes also drive into the sand.
Finn reaches down to help pull Malachi up onto the back, but I'm not strong enough to actually do it.
Yeah.
Ow, Finn.
Yeah, you just end up sort of like grabbing his ankle, which is not helpful.
So Malachi's got one leg in the air and the other driving through the sand. He's more flexible than we thought.
There's like sparks skidding up from your armor hitting all the rocks.
Exfoliation.
You come in for this very clumsy, skidding landing that leaves a long track in the sand behind you, but at last you sort of like come to a stop from friction as much as anything else at the end of this landing strip.
Malachi flops limply into the sand.
There's a moment of total quiet, and then a lot of, like, clamoring from the crowd that's like, oh my god, like, you can't really pick out specific words, although you think you hear your names sort of being shouted, as people process what's happened here. The silver dragon, you see, sort of gives, like, a low chuckle, and shakes out her head a little. Nora slides off her back to land lightly on the sand, and then the silver dragon shimmers and shrinks down until she turns into Stella, standing there with her robes and her long silver hair.
Mommy!
Smiling now up at you, Regin, as you are crashed on the sand.
Once Finn and Alden get off me, I do want to do a big shake just to see how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah, Malachi flops down on the sand. Alden also was not as much a fan of the flying, and he jumps down pretty quickly.
Hey, any landing you can walk away from, am I right?
I feel like I'm not doing much walking.
Finn very, very cheerfully jumps off.
And Regin takes 20 fall damage.
No, you landed.
But hey, no, you have like over 100 HP now because you're a dragon.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, you could take a good amount of fall damage if you had to. You shake off the like seawater and sand from your scales.
Oh God, he's like a poorly trained dog.
Feels good.
When Malachi says that, I do lick his face with my tongue.
Your tongue tastes like, or feels like, what do bronze dragons breathe?
Electricity.
Oh, yeah.
They have lightning breath or repulsion breath.
Okay, so it tastes like electricity.
Tastes like pop rocks.
Malachi tastes like
Rocks.
blood and iron. So iron.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, actually, this is kind of good. Can I keep go? I think I need salt. Do you mind if I just...
Malachi gently pushes up against Regin's snout.
Sorry, don't know what took over me there. Wow.
Can we get a raw deer here?
Ew. No, turn him back so we can eat normal food.
I telepath to Regin. Oh, do you want to be Regin again?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I need to see his face.
I turn to the nearest civilian watching and say, hey, I've got a bet for you.
It's a kobold who sort of like raises an eyebrow at you and is like, oh?
I bet you I can turn that dragon into a guy.
I just watched a dragon turn into a woman like 30 seconds ago.
Well, yes, but I mean, come on, what are the odds that would happen twice, right?
Make a persuasion check, Finn.
21?
He goes, all right, I'll bet you 2 copper.
You're on! I shake his hand, and as I do so, I drop concentration on polymorph.
Damn, I should have seen that coming.
I don't feel bad. You know, no one could have predicted this.
Finn makes 2 copper. Regan, you feel the dragon form drop, leaving you on your hands and knees in the middle of this large trough you've created in the sand.
Okay, I'm just gonna lay down for a second.
Hey, no, I'm laying down here.
Well, move over. It's a big beach.
Malachi shuffles to the side a little bit.
Alden's standing over the 2 of you.
Finn is like, oh, we're lying down? And he first he sculpts a little sand pillow for himself and then lies down next to them.
All 3 of you are laying down in the sand.
Malachi's finally like coming down from hyperventilating, and then he like suddenly rolls over and slaps Regin on the chest and does his last cure wounds on him.
Ow! My nipple.
You gain 10 HP.
Thanks. I still feel like shit.
I give Regin a pat on the shoulder. It doesn't heal him or anything.
Just a little wet, a little clammy.
Do you want some mixed berries?
No, thank you. That
Might make you feel better, might make you feel worse.
Yeah, that's not a thing I want to hazard right now.
Oh, yo, I still have a 2nd level slot. I can do a 2nd level cure wounds on you, man.
That's okay. We're gonna long rest anyways, I'm sure.
Malachi does it anyways. He's like, he's still got the adrenaline rush.
No, do take care, Alden.
I'm great.
Alden didn't die.
Yeah, I wasn't literally dead.
13 back from that.
Wow. Regan finally, that one finally restores a little bit of the color to Regan's face. He stops looking like he's still dead, even as he's moving around, which he definitely was.
Yeah, after Malachi realizes he still has that one last spell slot, he, slams that into Regan too, and then, finally, lets all of the energy out of his body and just, lays there.
Does Malachi rub his little hands together and yell clear before he does it?
No, sorry. He doesn't have the energy.
Very half-hearted clear.
Although, when he gives you that cure wounds, you do get a little bit of static shock from when you licked electricity onto him.
My nipple. My other nipple.
I only touched one of them.
He's a great conductor.
Alden sits down next to you guys, just sort of in the sand, and so all of you are in various positions of sitting and lying as Stella walks over and stands over you, looking down, and is like, So, welcome. You're obviously always welcome, but this was unexpected. Do I need to be taking protective measures right now, or what happened?
I think we took care of it.
It seems like a good policy in general.
Mm-hmm.
Something wild magic explode.
I don't think anyone's following us, if that's what you're worried about.
Send somewhere. I think take here. You know?
Yes, I can parse that, yes. Yes, if there was some sort of an arcane explosion and you directed it to here.
Well, he was...
He was what?
I just died a little bit.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
Oh, dear.
Well,
No, it was a lot, actually.
I wasn't killed. I was compelled to die instantly.
Right, this isn't like a metaphorical death, like he literally was dead.
Yes.
I saw stuff.
Malachi looks sharply at Regin.
Oh yeah, what was it like? The great beyond.
Maybe we should wait till we're in a private area for this.
Finn looks at Regin and like raises an eyebrow and like points up, then points down, then points up, then points down. Looking very questioning.
Regin genuinely looks very like thinking hard about it, and then just gives you like a hands wiggle side to side. Like hard to tell.
Alright.
Stella, you see the rest of the crowd is kind of starting to push in as you guys are laying. You start to see like people like poking their heads into your field of view, and Stella like puts her hands out and is like, all right, everyone back up, give them some space, maybe somebody could go grab food. And she sort of pushes the crowd away.
Where's Gersh? Brother.
Gersh pokes his head into your field of view, Regin, is like, hey, good to see ya, although it looks like you're maybe a little worse for wear.
Help me up.
He reaches this great draconic hand down and just, like, effortlessly lifts you to your feet.
Thanks. Good to see you. We hug.
Yeah, he gives you a hug, a couple strong slaps on the back, which sort of feels like it's helping cough some of the death out of you.
I look at Alden to see if he seems jealous.
Like, he definitely, like, was going to help Regin up, and then Gersh helped Regin up, but that's fine. He's also sitting down. So he does, like, I think you can tell that he's a little bit nervous about all these people, and he has never been here. So once people are kind of around you, he gets to his feet. And Gersh, once he's, like, let go of Regin, or I guess Gersh's boys come over and help extend hands down to Finn and Malachi to help them up.
No.
Malachi rejects it.
I'm staying here.
Finn takes it.
Okay.
And it's like, it's always good to see you, you?
Buddy.
You too, guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I high five him.
You exchange a solid high five.
Hey, Alden.
Yes.
This is Gersh.
Hi.
He beat the shit out of me one time.
Oh.
He's got a beautiful girlfriend.
Yeah, where's Sheila?
She's over there. Stella told everybody to back up, so everybody backed up.
Word.
Sheila! Sheila comes over.
Malachi stands up when he sees a lady is coming.
She gives you another slap on the back, which is even stronger than Gersh's, and again, you cough up more death. It's like little, like, puffs of skull-shaped smoke that keep coming out of Regin's mouth.
Every time somebody hits me, my eyes briefly turn into X's.
She, shakes you guys' hands. Gersh shakes Alden's hand. And Alden introduces himself to Stella, too. They're sort of everyone, going around. Stella looks at you, mostly at you, Regin, and she's like, do you need to, all of you, do you need to rest or food? Or do we need to talk about anything urgently, or can everything wait?
I kind of look at Malachi, but I'm very much thinking everything can wait. I feel like crap.
Can you give us a bit?
Mm-hmm. Take your time. Like I said, dinner was already on, so whenever you're ready, you know where it is.
Yeah, also, could we get that deer cooked, actually, now that he's
not a dragon, of course. We do have dragon food that's suitable for dragons on hand, if you would prefer, but we can cook meat also.
Can we go to the cave or something?
Yes,
somewhere.
Of
quiet away from everybody.
Yes. The door's open. We left with too much haste to lock it, so you know where it is. She points up to where you've sort of crashed on the beach. There's the little village, and then beyond that, Stella and Nora's house and the Star Cave.
I forgot it was up so many stairs.
If we take a short rest, I could do that again.
No, do not do that again. I feel weird now. I have too few limbs. I had too many. It's all wrong.
The four of you walk up the hill, kind of away from the activity of the Dragon Isles. You let yourselves into Stella's house, to this kind of quiet little front room with her library and all of these books in the like sitting room, and then the passageway off to the left that leads to the Star Cave.
Wow, the Star Cave.
You make your way through the hallway lined with images of great battles and of the gods of the past, to the room with the star ceiling and all of the constellations. It's quiet, dark, calm.
I take nap right here.
As soon as we step into the darkness of the cave, Malachi, like, deflates.
Yeah, I grabbed a pillow and a blanket from the sitting room, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna lay down here.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Regin, you curl up, pull the blanket over you, put your head on the little pillow you grabbed from the chair, and you are immediately asleep.
Malachi sits down next to Regin and leans back against the wall.
This is the normal kind of sleep, right? He's still breathing?
You can go to sleep. I'll watch it. It's fine.
It?
The breathing!
You're lucky he was asleep when you said that. Finn did not bring a blanket, but he just sort of lies down.
You can share mine.
He shares Reagan's blanket, but just a little bit. So one of Finn's legs is under the blanket, and that's all.
The opposite of the temperature regulating leg.
And Finn doesn't really fall asleep. He just sort of lies there and exhales.
Does Alden go to sleep, or is he up too, Hannah?
He's up too. He sits down on the bench. There's a bench in the middle of this room, and so he sits down on it a few feet away from the rest of you. But he just sits and is watching Regin, and is he still has the dagger that he used to kill Retval, which he shoved back into his boot when he had to hold on to the dragon. But now he pulls it out again. Kind of once Regin and Finn are both asleep, he pulls it out again and starts very...
Finn's not asleep.
Finn's just cuddling.
The bond between rider and dragon is profound.
Yeah. Once Regin's asleep and Finn has sort of settled down, he just starts cleaning the blood off of the dagger. And kind of gives you a nod, Malachi.
Malachi nods back. Sorry, I don't have anything left to give you for that. I nod at his
many wounds,
bloodied form.
Yeah. No, it's all right. We're safe, right? This is the Dragon Islands. I picked up on that.
We're safe here.
Okay, great. We're good.
Malachi doesn't know what to say to him.
Finn sits up and is like, oh, hey, I didn't miss any cool nodding, did I?
You did, but we can do it again.
Malachi nods down at Finn.
Yeah.
Nice. He nods back at them.
Cool. How long are you guys in this cave?
I don't know, as long as Regin's sleeping for.
Until Regin wakes up.
You can short rest.
Oh, I would like to take a long rest, TBH.
I will short rest, but I'm not sleeping while Regin's asleep.
Okay.
But I can also take a short rest for the time being, if you guys wake me up.
You can long rest.
Should we, keep his head elevated? Is that anything?
What? Why would...
Oh.
No, it's true. You're supposed to elevate, a minor injury. I don't think death counts.
Was it his head? No, he stabbed his heart.
I feel like maybe we should just elevate his whole body?
I wake up floating in midair. Stop doing seances with my dead body.
We're on a mountain. How much more elevated do you want him?
Yeah, good point.
Okay.
After a minute of silence, Malachi looks at Alden and he's like, there anything else that... I don't know. Do you want this? He pulls out the dossier.
Oh, Alden, I think, it did not...
Or if you don't want to see it.
There's been no time for looking at things.
Yeah.
So he kind of, holds out his hand to take it from you.
Yeah, I hand it over. Malachi doesn't really know whether to be like, congrats, man, or
Yeah.
glad he's dead, but also sorry that all happened.
Finn is like, yeah, so congrats,
Yeah.
by the way. Nicely done.
Thanks. It was really...
Yeah, good clean cut.
Check.
I feel like Malachi gets most of the credit for the giant intestinal wound, but...
I wasn't...
Hey, I do appreciate you letting me finish him off.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I wanted to, it wasn't my kill, so...
Yeah.
Malachi looks down at Regin.
Yeah. I did, I thought, definitely spent a lot of time, imagining killing that guy. I think I thought it would feel more triumphant than it did, but is kind of a relief. So.
Yeah.
Finn, do you have any magic that, I guess to either of you, but Finn seems the most likely, that can, clean things off? I don't want all this blood on me.
Oh, me too.
Oh, well, sure, I guess I could prestidigitate that for you. No big deal, just a
Yes,
thing I can
please.
do. Yeah, I use prestidigitation to clean him off.
Thanks. Great spell. It's a good thing you learned that one.
I know. God, Nurgle's gonna be so impressed.
Oh, Nurgle.
Oh fuck, where is Nurgle?
Finn, you can feel that your connection with Nerd Crab, who legally distinct from Nerd Jill. I think he got vaporized in the explosion. I think I established last time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, can I sense is he's no longer on this plane?
Yeah, he feels like he does when he gets killed.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Then I'm gonna also take this time to resummon him as a gull.
Okay. You resummon. As you guys have been talking, you've been doing the resummoning Nurgle ritual. He appears on the floor. Ah!
Shh, Nurgle.
Ah! Looking around, startled.
Quiet down.
Regin's sleeping.
Nurgle lowers his cause. Ah!
Yeah, that's better.
Welcome back. Great job. We're at the Dragon Islands now.
Ah! He nods sagely.
Does Alden, look in the dossier, or is he just, holding it and thinking?
Yeah, he, flips through it with his, brow furrowed, and he takes, a couple minutes to kind of, glance through everything, and then he's like, shit, yeah, we need to get this to Erebraer, and it looks like they're planning, damn. Lithios is maybe further along than we thought. He hands you one particular, map, that shows a, drawing of some of the islands of Erebraer. There's some spots that are, unclear. They clearly don't have an accurate estimation of all of this area of Erebraer because of the various magical defenses and the way that the islands can shift position from time to time. But you can see that, Luola is, pinpointed and has, an X over it. And there's, a couple of, dotted lines showing, avenues of attack. And it's not necessarily common knowledge that that's where the King's Court is. So it's not great that that's specifically called out. Alden's good news, though. They were really counting on getting Marquand. So assuming that it looks like the drill was, there's a couple different things in here basically telling Redfall not to fuck this up. It looks like he was kind of on thin ice, so he would be in trouble even if he wasn't absolutely so dead.
It's pretty dead, yeah.
And they're worried about the adventurer. They're keeping an eye on her, but they don't know where she is any more than we do.
Great.
Seems like they thought you guys were dead, so that's nice. Or possibly dead. There's nothing in here about the High Priestess, but this might just be too old. Does Alden know that General Lehman is your grandfather?
I don't know if he does or not. I honestly have no recollection.
I don't think he does. I don't know why he would have that information.
Okay.
So he keeps flipping through it and seems like he's sort of glad to have something to do.
He's flipping through it and he's like, General Neiman, that bastard. I bet all his grandchildren suck.
Yeah. You guys, you can all short rest for sure. After about an hour, about the time of a short rest, Stella comes in, and, like, walks through into the Star Cave, looks around at all of you. She has, like, a picnic basket with a bunch of, like, sandwiches, the fantasy equivalent of, like, pulled pork sandwiches.
Wow, fantasy pork.
I feel like they could make pulled pork sandwiches in this world.
Wow, you're right, actually. Straight up pulled pork sandwiches.
Ooh.
Cooked as requested.
Land meat, yum.
And there's some, like, fruit and stuff, too. And she's also brought, like, a couple of drinks. Then she's kind of like, you guys, you seemed like you needed a bottle of wine or two. And she, like, sets it down and then, like, sits down. And is like, are you going to sleep here? Because I can get you more pillows and blankets than just what Regin took off my couch.
I don't really know what we're gonna do.
Okay. So I do need to just get like a quick summary of what happened. Who were you fighting?
Dr. Retval, you're familiar? Well...
Did you kill him?
Oh yeah, so
Great.
No longer need anyone be familiar, because he's done.
Great.
Yeah, we were actually, if you can believe it, we were over in Marquand earlier, fighting him there, because the Lithios forces have been attacking them, and we wanted to stop that. Then in the course of the battle, there was a, like Regin said, huge wild magic explosion, and we got teleported here, along with him.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, how does that... I mean, if Regin wasn't actively...
No, it's unusual, but it's not unexpected. The fact that he's here and breathing now implies that his life had not gone too far from him, and so my guess would be that this arcane explosion, whatever it was, Regin's spirit soul was able to corral even if he was doing it unconsciously, the death of a sorcerer is an event in and of itself, and Regin is a fairly strong sorcerer, and so there would have been a natural...
Yeah, and the one who blew up also.
Oh yeah, there was another sorcerer who we think is probably dead, I guess. Oh
yeah,
damn.
that was the wild magic.
I see. So it was sorcerer magic as well, so that probably a lot of factors that would lead to you being pulled like a gravitational orbit back here. Frankly, I'm a little bit not disappointed, because it would have been much harder if you hadn't, but
nice to see you too,
I'm
Stella.
a little surprised that you made it past the storm wall, because it is supposed to not allow things like that. But Regin has been here before, so, and so have the two of you, honestly. So it makes sense. This is how magic can behave. The Dragon Islands, like I've said, tend to pull in their own.
Oh, speaking of their own, once Regin's up, he's probably going to talk to you about this kid we met.
Okay.
In Erebrer.
Stella nods, and she's like, of course. Well, I'll get you some more pillows and blankets if you'd like to sleep.
Is there anything else we should do for him?
For Regin?
He's fine now, right?
She comes over and
fine?
kind of like presses the back of her hand to Regin's sleeping forehead. And she's like, yes, he should be all right. It'll be a little unsettling. I'm not surprised that he's asleep. Death, from what I've heard, is quite exhausting, but the longer that you go before you return to yourself, the harder it is. So if you were able to get to him quickly within a matter of seconds, then it's like a very nasty but very short illness. So come morning, he should feel all right.
All right.
Right.
That's good.
Snork. Me.
And how are you? You guys gotten invaded lately at all yet, or are you good?
No, we've been fine. Are we going to get invaded, or?
Well, someone might be tracking your magical energy, the adventurer,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too.
So I guess keep an eye out.
All right.
We don't really know exactly what she's planning, but it might involve finding the Dragon Isles.
That's good to know. I will, up the defenses.
Oh, also the Dreamer's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Remember her?
Oh, yes, you looked for her in my scrying pool and almost, brought a angry celestial into our,
No worries about that anymore, except
Great.
maybe her kid lived, I guess.
Wow, you guys have been busy.
Yeah, I figured out my rock, too.
I met my dad.
Oh, your father, the sea god?
The lurker in the deep, yeah.
Congratulations.
It was interesting.
All right.
Oh, we met Regin's father as well.
Wow.
Mine's dead, but...
Yeah.
Hey, maybe Regin met him earlier.
Wow.
She laughs and gives Regin like another sort of fond look. Fond and worried.
He's like a little baby.
Yeah. And then she's like, all right. Let me know if you need anything else. Otherwise, you're welcome to stay here for as long as you need, although it sounds like perhaps you're busy.
Yeah. Malachi sort of looks kind of worriedly at Finn and Alden like, fuck, I actually don't know what we're supposed to do next.
I mean, yeah, we definitely have to do something.
Yeah, we're busy.
Yeah.
We will be busy.
All right. Just let me know if you need anything. And she leaves. Alden's like, we, at the very least, probably everybody in Marquand thinks we're dead, because my guess would be that we went down to the drill and then they saw an explosion. So... If none of you have any way to communicate, we're just gonna have to wait for them to reach out to us.
Do we have technology? I forget.
I think Nell was a little bit paranoid about the fact that you guys were going to Dr. Retfall, and so, or to somewhere where they thought he might be, and so probably would have been like, let's avoid you guys having anything that gives a direct line back to us if the worst happens.
Yeah.
And we definitely don't have anything that communicates with, like, anybody at Marquand specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna use my dream for something else tonight. But yeah, no, I could dream to somebody. But, I mean, who would be the person to get in contact with?
Don't worry about it too much, because this happens, like, a little bit later, probably into the night, because so far it's only been, an hour since you guys disappeared. But a little bit, like, as you guys are, like, eating and taking time to figure out what you're going to do next, Malachi, you receive a sending.
Huh?
A female voice...
Is Regin awake at this point, or no?
That's up to Nani. I think there's a lot of activity around you. You're certainly exhausted enough to sleep through all of it, but if you'd like to wake up at any point...
I'm gonna be asleep until somebody wakes me up.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Stella would probably say it's a good idea to at least, like, shake him awake and see if he wants to eat anything. Like when someone's ill. But if he doesn't, then that's fine.
Hey, Regin. Hey.
Malachi waves a quiche under his nose.
You hungry, buddy?
What the fuck?
It's got bacon in it.
What is this? What is...
Eat it.
Ah! Oh, is this a quiche?
Yeah.
I eat the quiche. Mm-hmm. I'm still under my blankie.
Malachi holds out a little tea sandwich and also a muffin. These two.
Not that hungry.
Just eat them.
I give the muffin to Nurgle.
Yeah, you quietly feed crumbs to Nurgle, who eats them gladly. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I receive a sending.
But Malachi's receiving a sending, yeah. So we'll say it's while Regin's still awake, while you're all eating. You hear an unfamiliar female voice that you've never heard before, which says, "On behalf of Erebrer, report status of your unit, which was reported missing in action in Marquand. Advise position and expected return to Luola."
Malachi sits straight up when this happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's how he sits after someone's given him an order.
He's the one who's been giving me orders. I don't even like quiche. That's pretty good, though.
What?
What? Relax, mother. It's fine.
If you don't like it, don't eat it.
You don't...
Regin, it's not his fault he didn't know you like quiche. Not everyone has the same dragon rider bond that we have.
You said you wanted salt before. You were licking my face. Okay. Malachi responds, drill unit intact, mission status successful, location unknown, return within 9 hours, maybe?
Cool. The message is presumably received. You don't get another one. But presumably the chain of communication is working.
After Malachi does that, so that was Marquand, maybe? Sorry, I just got a sending in my, we're MIA, so.
Ooh.
Nice.
Wow. Well, nothing new for you, right, Mal?
Damn!
Malachi stabs Finn in the calf.
No, not again!
You deserve that.
I told them we're all alive, and that the drill's gone.
Cool. You guys are totally free to long rest here in the Star Cave. Just let me know if you'd like to do anything before or during, because you do have a long rest needs to be 6 hours of sleeping and 2 hours of light activity. So you can let me know if you're doing anything during that rest time, but you can, if you'd like to just hang out here, totally feel free.
You guys want to stay here?
Yeah, I'm good to just long rest here.
I personally love it in here, so...
Cool.
Stella, can you put the planetarium show on?
When she comes back in to bring you guys pillows and blankets, she sort of like waves her hand, and the stars, which already these little crystal stars studded into the roof of the Star Cave, twinkle just a little bit, but they start to get like colors throughout them as well, like little ribbons of blue and green. You see something kind of reminiscent of the Aurora Borealis moving above you. Every once in a while, the stars and the celestial artifacts will like resolve themselves into like an image of a dragon flying across the sky, or a god sort of like moving their hand across the sky. Just these brief little images.
Kenny Loggins singing lullabies.
above you. Yeah, and you are all able to rest.
Malachi is going to try and do this in a shifting long rest with Alden and Finn.
Yeah, you guys can balance out times of being awake and times of sleeping so that someone's always keeping an eye out just in case.
Someone's got to rotate Regin.
Gotta make sure I'm evenly toasted on all sides. Before I go back to sleep, I wanna like scooch over to Mal and just be like, hey, good job. Thank you. I felt you guys.
I shouldn't have waited so long.
You were probably busy. I didn't get very far.
Where were you going?
I don't know. I was on a ship. And it reminded me of the first one I ever was on, but it also kind of looked like matte black, but
You weren't
I don't know. I guess it's just a ship.
you weren't trying to go, right?
I mean, I kind of thought about it for like, I don't know, I didn't really know. Yeah, you're just standing there on a boat, you might as well sail it, but then I felt you guys. I literally like could feel something like pulling at me. And then
That might have been Finn and Alden.
Then a beacon of bright, warm, white light opened up in front of me, and I was like, oh fuck, oh shit, I'm not supposed to go into the light? Like, that's what they said, don't go into the light. But then I went into the light. Oh my god, am I actually dead for real now?
No, Malachi's eyes go wide for a second.
I start poking Mal in the face.
Finn is staring at his own hands.
Am I real?
And then he shakes his head. He's like, no. Like, the keeper helped show me what to do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
supposed to be the light, so.
Finn, say something stupid.
Something stupid?
Alright. No, I feel like it has to be real.
See, can't be the light without you guys.
Whew, I could never come up with something that dumb on my own. Yeah,
You know, that constellation up there sort of looks like a bug.
What?
Huh.
Yes, the one that's like just one star on its own.
Can you just say it looks like something else, Finn? I don't want to see that. Okay, we get it. You have dark vision.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to sleep for a bit because it still feels bad, but oh, and you said you killed him.
Malachi points to Alden.
Alden gives a little wave, kind of like with the dagger in his hand, which is now wiped clean.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have told you that. I quickly rearrange Reagan's legs so Alden can't see his tenting pants.
How dare you? My pants are skin tight. I'm wearing compression pants at all times. I've actually been in spandex this entire show.
It just wasn't relevant to the story.
No, I look at Alden and I'm like, how'd it feel?
Really normal. He was just a guy, turns out.
Yeah.
You know? It was just I slit his throat like I would any other person.
No,
And then he was dead, like any other person.
Yeah, he was pretty pathetic.
Huh. I don't know what I expected to feel about that.
Yeah, right?
You know, like, I feel, well.
It's good to know, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Elmo ate his corpse, so that's good.
Yeah.
Do you guys know he could do that? I like sort of like look at Regin like, did you know he could do that? Like the power word kill.
No.
I think Alden nods and is like, yeah, not,
You did.
I didn't know if he would, but he's a strong wizard, and that, yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I don't think Malachi did either.
Yeah.
Where did you all get this information?
Oh, you guys didn't know about power word kill?
Maybe, I understand it was a fraught situation, but that would be good to know going in next time.
Okay, do you want to go over the whole list of wizard spells that's in the book, Malachi?
No, but the ones that do that.
I don't know. I do think that from here on, I mean, if we end up against the adventurer or against some of the mages that the Empire might have, the fact that wizards can kill you, many spellcasters can do crazy things. I just generally...
Yeah, but I mean, that was like, he didn't even like, I didn't even hear what word he said.
Yeah.
Guess we just have to kill them first next time.
Yeah.
I was doing my best.
Oh no! Hey, you did good. You did do good. I'm gonna be fine. You did it.
Yeah, go to sleep. I'm glad you're here.
Malachi spikes my head into the floor.
No.
I want to hold some part of Alden.
His toes.
You have to sort of like reach out your hand to him because
I like flap my arm in his direction.
He's been sitting apart from the rest of you, but if you reach out to him, he'll go over and sort of like sit next to you and just sort of like he just sort of like leans his shoulder against you.
Good. I'm gonna use him as a pillow.
Yeah. You settle. He kind of does that thing where he like shifts his shoulder down so it's more comfortable.
Oh, that meaty half-orc chest. Mm-hmm.
He, as you like are drifting off to sleep, Regin, you hear him just say like, "Congrats on being alive. Really glad you are."
You're welcome.
Shut up, Mal. We're being gay.
Okay.
If Finn wants to come snuggle too, I let Finn come snuggle. Because the bond between dragon and rider.
Exactly. We can never be too far apart.
Aww.
Everyone's sort of, and there's various people are awake at various points, so you guys shift around.
We're in a pile.
You guys are able to get your long rest in.
Finn has a hard time falling asleep. It takes him a little while, and he's staring at Nurgle, who's lying on top of his chest.
Oh.
It's like, that was scary, right? I mean, well, I guess you were sort of busy doing your own thing and then briefly not existing, but, I mean, Regin was just gone for a little bit. I just didn't, never really thought about, I thought about that could happen, but seeing it like that, well, I certainly don't ever want it to happen again, It made me think about a lot of stuff, and, I've been thinking about, maybe I've been neglecting lately what's really important. But, you know what, that changes right now. Good night, buddy. Sleep tight.
Nurgle snuggles his head in.
And Finn drifts off to sleep, and as he does so, he summons the last reserves of his mystical might, and I'm going to cast Dream while concentrating on Vance.
Yeah. For sure.
Does it work?
Oh, yeah.
Do I make contact?
Absolutely.
All right.
Do you get to set, I forget, do you get to set what the dream looks like, or are you just...
Oh, I sure do.
Okay.
And I will tell you what it looks like. So Finn enters Vance's dream, but unlike previous times where he's used it as a simple conversation to just touch base with someone or hang out, this time Finn crafts. He creates a world for the dream, and Vance finds himself in this dream space, standing on the deck of a ship You know, it looks sort of like the Lost Crystal, but it's the sort of thing where it could be any ship, right? Any ship he's ever been on. And he's smiling. And, you know, there's other people there. You know, there's a whole crew. Everyone's doing their things, but it's sort of laid back. You know, it's not like they're in a battle or anything. They're not on the run. And he looks over, and he's got one arm around the shoulders of Finn Fisher. And they're hanging out. Finn is laughing like one of them just told a great joke. And, you know, the sun is just starting to set off the horizon. And Finn is like, oh, you know, it's actually, fun fact, it's actually the male seahorses who, but before Finn can finish his sentence, Vance, without really willing it, you know, not entirely in control of himself the way you often are in a dream, he suddenly reaches out with his other hand and wraps it around Finn's throat, moving lightning fast, and strides over to the edge of the deck of the ship. Finn's eyes are wide. He's shocked. He doesn't know what's happening. He's clawing at Vance's hands around his throat, but Vance is just staring at him silently. And Vance feels his own lips twist into a remorseless snarl as he just tosses Finn overboard. And the rest of the world is carrying on. It's like no one else on the deck of the ship is even noticing anything amiss as he watches Finn fall in slow motion, arms and legs flailing in the air, down, down, until he vanishes under the sea.
Oh my god.
And Vance stares down at the sea, breathing heavily for who knows how long. You know, it's a dream. Time works differently. Time's hard to define. But after a while, he sees a dark shape slowly start to rise up out of the ocean. And it gets closer and closer. And as it draws nearer, it grows larger until he can tell that this is just some sort of impossibly large thing rising up out of the ocean. Far, far bigger than the ship itself. And as it gets near the surface, he sees massive ripples and waves forming above it. And finally, he sees massive, jagged teeth pierce the surface of the ocean on either side of the ship as a massive, shadowy cavern of a mouth opens up beneath him, and it's about to swallow him down. And then Vance wakes up. He's gasping for breath. He's in a cold sweat. His eyes are darting around the dark room, and he's thinking about it. He realizes he's not sure where he is. He's in a bed, but what room is this? What ship is he on? And why does the bed feel so wet? And he looks down and sees that his hands, wrapped in the sheets, are covered in blood. Wow. And he realizes that it's not the bed that's wet, it's his own hands, just dripping, absolutely drenched in crimson blood that seems to be sort of swirling with some mysterious black liquid. And then he notices that the room is filling up with dark, pungent seawater, swirling and roiling all around him, rising until waves are lapping at the edge of his bed. And then he gasps again, and Finn releases the dream and allows Vance to wake up for real wherever he is.
Yeah, somewhere across the ocean in the captain's cabin of the Lost Crystal, Vance gasps awake, sitting straight up, drenched in sweat. A ring is still glinting on his finger.
And I want to be clear, I am using the monstrous and terrifying feature of Dream, where Vance now takes 3d6 psychic damage.
Wow, and he gains no benefits.
Yeah, and Vance has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Jesus, do I have Vance stats? Wow, he rolled a 2, bringing him to a dirty 1 with that.
Alright, so he also is exhausted and gains no benefits from this long rest.
Wow. Cool. So Vance had a terrible night.
And Finn drifts off to sleep, a placid smile on his face.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Great. So, you guys take a long rest, and over the course of your long rest, you level up to level 12.
Yeehaw!
Congrats.
Yay.
So, you guys long rest, You level up. The morning comes. It's a little bit... The Star Cave has, like, this one, like, hole in the center of the ceiling, you'll recall, which Regin did shoot lightning through.
I did do that. I did.
A million episodes ago. So through that little hole, you guys are able to watch as the sunset turned into nighttime. You could see, like, glimmers of the real stars past the stars in the cave ceiling. And you see as the sky begins to lighten and it becomes morning. Regin, you wake up feeling great. You, you sleep longer than everybody else, cause you fell asleep first. So by the time you wake up with dawn shining into the cave, you feel rested, you feel healthy, you feel even stronger than you did, yesterday. And you know that you were dead. Those memories are still there. There's still that kind of odd feeling that can only come with knowing that your heart stopped for a while. But you feel recovered, and not totally drained like you did yesterday.
Feel a little bit older, a little bit wiser, perhaps.
Yeah. The rest of you also feel good. You got your long rest in. Yesterday was an extremely long day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Forgot what it felt like to be intact.
Oh, man, I feel great. I slept so well. Oh, boy, if I could just see the look on his face. Anyways.
What was that?
Nothing. What's up?
Everyone slept okay? No one went to heaven or hell in the night?
Well, someone might have gone to hell in the night, but no, I slept well.
Regin, you feel like that kind of sleep where you know that you didn't have a single dream. It was just like nothing going on.
Yeah, nope. I was out skis.
Malachi had many nightmares.
Stella pokes her head in and she's like, "Oh, good morning. Breakfast is down at the beach if you would like." She's got like a little cup of coffee. She's wearing like a very like mom like pink bathrobe. Yeah, you guys can sort of hear the sounds of the island waking up back down by the beach.
All right, yeah, I'd go for some breakfast.
Yeah, you guys get up, kind of collect your stuff, nicely fold all the blankets and pillows for Stella, and you. I'm god-modding you to be good guests.
I do,
yeah.
Yes.
I prestidigitate our stench out of the blankets.
Great.
Stench?
You were all
Speak for yourself.
bloody,
We were sweaty and bloody, man.
covered in seawater.
I thought you cleaned us up.
No, just Alden.
Just Alden.
Oh. Well, then Malachi's still covered in blood.
Can we have a shower?
Yeah. You know, now that the wounds are closed, this just feels kind of gross.
There's the ocean. I don't think we really have showers on the Dragon Isles, but
Yeah, let's go in the sea.
yeah, the sea is what most people do.
There are carnivorous fish in there, Finn.
Oh, we'll be fine.
You trained them.
You're off limits. I've been clear.
You guys head down to the beach where you can see some people are up and about, going about their Dragon Isles days. No sign of Gersh and the boys, but you know that they have a tendency to party hard and then sleep in.
Yeah, good for them.
But you see that Brill is around, and Maggie and a few of the other people that you've met on the Dragon Isles. You guys get your breakfast, you clean off, you go into the ocean and sort of wash off the remnants of yesterday. And there's probably, like, I don't know, like freshwater springs and pools and stuff like that around the Dragon Isles.
They got beach showers.
Yeah.
Rinsing the sand off.
The Dragon Isles are, like, weirdly more technologically advanced than everywhere else.
I told you, cans.
And you get some breakfast, get some coffee, and are able to get yourselves ready.
I do not get coffee.
True. Get orange juice, I don't know, whatever your...
The only drink I need in the morning is a cool, refreshing glass of salt water.
Ew.
Finn takes a mug and dunks it in the sea.
Blech.
Little tinge of sulfur in these parts.
I will have the coffee, thank you.
Regin puts salt in his coffee, I assume.
You guys really must have a deficiency. Malachi drinks, unaware that the salt from his own skin is flavoring his beverage as it goes down.
Wow.
Ew.
You guys are getting ready, kind of chatting with people, getting ready to, presumably, I assume the plan is to teleport yourselves back to Luola, since that was what you told them you were doing.
I suppose so, yeah. God damn, that sucks.
But Malachi, as you guys are, like, standing at breakfast, getting ready to set out, you feel the cloth that Captain Amelia gave you back when you parted from her. You feel it.
Oh.
It, like, unfolds itself from your pocket, and...
Yeah.
Depending on how quick your reflexes are, either you grab it or it goes into the sand.
I catch it.
Great. You're awake, you're alert, you grab it, and unfold it. The rest of you can kind of gather around, as you see Amelia's warforged face, filling up the frame. And she's like, hi, Malachi, is this a good time?
Hi.
You're not in the middle of anything?
Is it good news?
So, you wanted
That was awfully somber.
That's just how she sounds.
Yes, you told me to let you know if I found Nira. I did find her. There's a bit of a...
Alive, right?
Yeah, oh, she's alive. She's very alive. There's a bit of a situation happening. I'm not sure if you guys can or will want to do anything about this, but I did figure maybe you should see. She turns the cloth around so that she's holding it out. You see the ocean. She is very clearly, Amelia is calling you from her ship. And you see, filling the frame now, are two ships that seem to be in a standoff. One of them you recognize immediately as the Lost Crystal. The other is an unfamiliar ship that you've never seen before. It's very small, smaller than the Lost Crystal, smaller even than Matte Black. On the deck of the Lost Crystal, you can see Vance standing right behind the prow. There's a hat atop his head, which must have been custom made for him because you can see that his horns are poking through.
Oh, what a dick.
He's got a coat blowing in the wind behind him.
Damn, he looks sick.
What a poser.
He looks... It's hard to tell from this distance because it's the resolution of the cloth isn't that clear, but Finn, you almost think he maybe looks a little tired, a little worn out. Facing it, this smaller ship, you can see that standing behind the prow of the other ship is Nira. Her coat is also blowing in the wind. Somehow, both their coats are, like, flying out behind them, even though they're facing each other. She also has her hat perched atop her curls. You can see that she's got her crossbow in her hand. Behind Vance, you can see the rest of the crew of the Lost Crystal, standing there looking like kind of at attention. Various people have weapons out, but no one's moved yet. Everyone's just standing very still. Behind Nira, you can see two figures. One of them is tall with golden robes, holding out a hand that seems to have a little lick of fire flickering in it. The other one standing beside him is shorter, portly, red skin, red curled tiefling horns, also wearing these robes and holding a staff. Takes you a second to recognize, but from this distance, you can see that Solaris and Nurgil are standing on the ship with Nira, engaged in this standoff. The two ships are facing each other. Amelia, from kind of behind the cloth, says, yeah, so you see, there's a bit of a situation. You hear Nira shout out, "You are a mutinous, traitorous bastard! You nearly got me killed! You nearly got my brother killed, and for what? How much did he fucking give you, Vance?" Vance shouts back, 300 gold on my own goddamn ship, and these guys get the promise of a captain who'll take normal jobs rather than fucking crazy ones. There's a little bit of a cheer from his crowd behind him.
300 gold? That's it?
300 is fucking nothing.
Yeah, I'm genuinely offended by that. Like,
there's another kind of like, they keep shouting insults back and forth. Do you guys want to, you would have to go there in order to interfere. But you're sort of standing, you can see that this looks like a situation that will escalate.
Amelia, where are you?
Amelia just kind of, she like sticks her face around, and like rattles off very, very mechanically, 56 knots north of Angel Isle and 6 knots east.
I look at Finn and Regin.
What's happened? I mean, did you just get there? Did you just stumble onto this? Do you know what's going on?
Yeah, we were following Nira and we got here just in time. No one's really paying attention to us, but this is definitely going to escalate to a fight.
I mean, we gotta get there, right?
She's definitely outgunned.
Alden's kind of looking at you guys and looking at, like, listen, this feels like we have much bigger fish to be frying.
No one's gonna be frying any fish, all right? Not while I'm around.
Yeah, right. I'm so sorry. That was insensitive. Feels like we have much bigger problems to be dealing with.
I don't know. We dealt with your problem. I kind of want to deal with this one.
Yeah, this is... I mean, what if something happens?
Amelia, can you do anything?
I mean, I can certainly try and smooth things over. Nira listens to me sometimes. That's probably what I will do.
What do you mean make her listen? No. Fucking shoot Vance. What are you talking about? No.
Well, non-lethally, though.
Yeah, no, take his shit back.
Shooting people non-lethally is a little bit difficult.
Well, just knock him out.
Also, what are those two doing there?
Yeah, I really want to know what those guys are doing with my sister. I really, really want to know.
I mean, I can get us there in like 2 seconds. It'd be easy.
Yeah, but do we have another way to get out of there?
Well, no, but I mean, we could probably spare a day, right?
I mean, we can't just... Yeah, we killed Redfall and we killed the drill, but there's still a fucking hole in the side of Marquand, and...
No, we have...
And I don't know what your folder says, but it's probably not good.
Yeah, Alden, waggles the dossier of information and is like, I would love to get this information back sooner rather than later. But...
Oh, we're so much more powerful than everyone who's there, right? I mean, it'd be really quick to deal with it.
Yeah, but we need to get to... Malachi looks extremely pained. On the communication cloth, do we see anything further happening?
Currently, you see Nira and Vance are still just, shouting insults at each other. Nira is, she's got her crossbow up. She is clearly ready to shoot.
And Vance's crew was backing him up?
And Vance doesn't have a ranged weapon, but he has his crew behind him, and some of them do.
Those dicks.
It's hard to tell from this distance how loyal the crew is and how ready, but as far as the situation standing, they're standing behind him with weapons and cannons ready. As you continue to watch, you see they keep kind of shouting insults back and forth. Nira lifts her crossbow. Vance says, throws his arms wide and goes, "Put your money where your fucking mouth is then, Kassir."
He's making himself a martyr.
Nira lifts her crossbow and shoots over Vance's head. You see it sticks through his hat, and would possibly tear his hat off his head, except that the horns are kind of keeping it in there. So it just kind of gets pulled back a little, and the crossbow bolt is stuck in it. You see several people behind Vance fire, and Solaris, moves his free hand, and there is, a golden shield that comes up in front of their ship and deflects the bolts down into the ocean. Amelia, you hear her go, shit. And then she goes, listen, come or don't, I don't really care. It would be nice if... I'll deal with it. And she just kind of, drops the cloth, and you can hear her, shouting. She's like, hey, let's slow this down for a second! And she's, striding to the end of her ship. If you're gonna act, this is the moment.
Finn is already standing in the shallows, swirling his trident around.
Malachi's just standing there, frozen,
All aboard, come on!
Alden looks at Regin, and then, kind of throws his hands up a little, I fucking guess.
Is Stella immediately present around?
Yeah, she's, over getting coffee, refilling her cup.
I hustle over to her, and I'm like, I have to go, I'll come back. I need to come back.
Yes.
There's stuff I gotta tell you,
okay.
But thank you.
Be safe.
Thank you so much.
Don't die again.
And I give her a hug.
Yeah, she gives you a hug. She's like, if you need us,
Mommy,
figure out a way to get in touch. Finn is already whirlpooling as Regin kind of comes jogging back.
I slap Alden on the back and I'm like, here we fucking go.
Yep. He sort of he shakes his head and he's like, fucking Nira again. But you guys go into the whirlpool.
Okay, 6 knots, 52 knots.
And Finn, I would like to ask, are you trying to aim for, would you like to come up where would you like to put your whirlpool?
Finn wants to come up out of the water and a maw of teeth directly before Vance.
Yeah, I want to aim so that we are appearing in the middle of this triangle of 3 ships.
Okay. So, you step into the shallows of the ocean, see Finn's whirlpool appear, feel yourselves get sucked into the middle, in the now familiar feeling, and you, come up, out of the water. It's again this, you're dunked underwater and swim very quickly to the surface, to see yourselves materializing in the middle of this dissipating whirlpool on the surface, right in the center, in between these 3 ships. Captain Amelia's, this small ship that's got Nira and the wizards on it, and the Lost Crystal. You see all eyes turn to you as you appear here.
This was a mistake.
Pardon me!
Amelia is sort of like leaning over the edge of her ship, was clearly in the middle of talking, quiets as you guys come up. Vance, like, his eyes, like, lock on Finn with this inscrutable expression on his face. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's a moment of thinking that he's might be prophetic, maybe it's...
I wink at him.
His hat is still askew with a crossbow bolt through it.
Vance thought we were dead. Finn convinced him we were dead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so there's a little bit of befuddlement in there as well, because he really did think that the 2 of you were dead. Nira is looking at Malachi, and her crossbow sort of, like, hangs a little limply at the side, and you can see that she looks not what I'd call happy to see you. And Solaris, behind her, leans over and, like, points down and goes, "You're the bastards who stole my ship!" And that's where we'll end.
What ship?
That's where we'll end this session.
Must be thinking of some other bastards.
Oh my god.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed that, which we hope you did, you can find us other places on the internet. We are at Ship of Fools Cast on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. You can also swim on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/shipoffools to get access to a lot of our fun bonus content, including our side campaign Folio, where Andy leads us and our friend Jojo through a Shakespearean romp. And it can properly be described as a romp. So you can find that and our other bonus content, or just support our show, at patreon.com/shipoffools. We have a few people we need to thank. Thank you, as always, to Theo Golden for our beautiful logo art. You can find him at tgoldenart on Instagram. Thank you also to Lucas Mangold for our swashbuckling theme music. You can email him at lucascarlmusic@gmail.com. And thank you also to Laura Boyman, whose beautiful ethereal vocal talents feature in this episode, as they do in any episode where the Keeper's theme comes in. So thank you to Laura for, your help and also just being a great person. And you can find us. We will be back with a new episode on May 30th. And until then, we will see you on the open seas. Bye! Doing the resummoning Nurgle ritual, he appears on the floor. Looking around, startled. Oh,
Quiet down.
Regin's sleeping.
I just reacted with an O for Nurgle. Which is not.
Oh my god, you can talk. That magic explosion it changed you.
I mean,